7 plumbing scams that every homeowner should know. How do plumbers and residential service providers scam their customers? Well, I'm going to give you 7 scams that every homeowner should know about, and this can help keep you from getting ripped off and paying for things you're not really getting. I'm going to ask you to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and share it with somebody that you know that this could help. Stay till the end, and I'm going to tell you something a lot of residential service providers do to make an extra $150 to $300 per job. So the first thing, one of the biggest things is to charge people for things you don't really do. And I've seen this done before. We've gone into houses after another company's been there and they're like, hey, look, we had a company come out and fix all this. Here's what all they told us they did. And you look at it and it's like, that really didn't happen. Now remember to stay till the end so we can answer 2 questions in 2 minutes. And I think you're gonna like these. Now the second thing a lot of residential service providers do that really isn't right is make cash only offers. Now they'll tell you, well, I'm just doing this because the credit card company charges me a little bit more for processing. But you know what? They don't charge you near that much. They may charge you 2 or 3%. And a lot of companies, to be honest, have it built into their pricing where that's included. It's understandable. It's the way most things are done. But when people are charging you cash and giving you 10% off or something like that, they've really overinflated the price so they can come down a little bit. And all this is doing is making it where they don't have to pay taxes. Now, I've seen that done many, many times because when people offer it to me, I know that that's someone I really don't want to do business with. Number 3, vague estimates. Well, they're going to give you a price or give you a total price, but they're not going to really list all the things they do. It's like, yeah, we talked about that. That's in there. If it's not in the estimate, if it's not written down, it's not included in the price. You need to make sure your estimate is crystal clear. Does it cover everything that they talked about doing? And if they're not willing to put it in there, it's because they don't plan on doing it. Be very clear about what you're getting, what the estimate is. That way, if you're comparing estimates, you're comparing apples to apples. This guy may be lower because he left a whole lot of things out. He didn't put it in an estimate because he's really not going to do it. This person may have everything in there and you think, wow, he's high. Well, this one may be your better value than this one. And chances are it normally is. Next are empty promises. When they come in and promise a lot of things to you and tell you, oh yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to take care of that. Hey, this will be great, but they don't fulfill on that. Make sure that everything they're talking about is in that estimate. If it's not, you won't get it. And if it's not, you literally have no leg to stand on. Now, this is one I've seen, and I don't know where the video is, but it was pointed out to my attention one time about a handyman that literally, when he pulled up in front of people's houses, he'd look at the house. If it was expensive, that's what he would base his price on. Now, to me, that's about as scammy as it gets. Here's the thing. If you're changing a toilet, it doesn't matter what part of the city you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in Highland Park, if you're in South Garland. It does not matter. You charge the same price. You may have travel charges, you may have truck and fuel charges, anything like that, that's fine. But the fee is what it is. You want to make sure you're not just charging someone, or you want to make sure someone's not just charging you because you live in a bigger, nicer, fancier house. That, to me, is about as scammy as it gets. Number 6, and this is one that I really don't like, hardcore selling. I want to tell you what happened one time. We got a call here one day. The lady called and says, look, I've got a gas leak and I need to see about getting someone over. And she went on to explain her story. She had a home warranty service, had the HVAC guy come out and look at her units. And the guy was smart and very polite. And he says, ma'am, look, you have a gas leak up here. I can't work on these until you get that fixed. Recommended calling the home warranty service, let them send their plumber out to fix it. Well, they send a plumber out. This plumber walks out, knocks on the door, says, hey, just want to let you know I'm looking at your gas system. So she says, okay, whenever you're ready to come in the house, let me know. He spends 5 minutes on the side of the house, turns off her gas, comes back and tells her, you have a gas leak underground here. I've already marked it off. It's going to cost $10,000 to replace. Let me know when you want your gas turned back on and we'll take care of it. And she says, I can't do that. She says, well, ma'am, I need you to sign this because we need to get started. And literally told her, I will not leave until you sign this. Finally, she said, look, you're leaving or I'm calling the police. She ended up calling us. We go out, check her system. She does not have a gas leak under the yard. She actually did have 3 or 4 leaks inside in her attic. We were able to make all those repairs that day. We charged her under $1,000. I don't remember the exact cost, but whenever we turned the system back on and tested it, there were no leaks anywhere else. Always be wary anytime a guy's telling you, look, you have to sign this today. You have to do this today. To be honest, you don't have to do anything. You can think about it for as long as you want. How can you avoid being scammed? Check reviews, ask your neighbors, get referrals. Who do you know that has had a plumbing problem before that you could call, or an electrical appliance or anything else? Check social media, but also do research on the company. If it's not an emergency, you don't have water rushing out of your ceiling right now, you've got time to do a little bit of research and check the reviews. That can save you a lot of headache. Now, let's do 2 questions in 2 minutes. Josh Redding says, kind sir, do you prefer breaking the slab or tunneling the slab to fix a slab leak, say 5 feet from the edge of the foundation? Your thoughts? Being just 5 feet under, I would prefer tunneling. And to be honest, I probably prefer tunneling most of the time. It depends on what's going to be better for the customer. But 5 feet from the edge, you can tunnel under, make the repair and get out of there. You don't have a pile of dirt in the house. You don't have to redo flooring. There's a lot of different things that go into making the honest decision, but I always give my customers options. If it's a sewer line, can we go in and make the repair? Can we reroute, or can we replace it? What needs to be done? If it's a water line, can it be rerouted overhead? Can we go through the floor and make the repair right there? Or do we need to tunnel from underneath? So there are different options each and every time. I look at where the leak is, what the cost is going to be, and what the cost is each way, and help the customer make the best decision for them. I don't always know what their budget is, what their preference is, or are they okay having a pile of dirt in the house for a few days that maybe has raw sewage leaked into it for years. You never know what the problem is. Next question is from Dead Air. So I have a question. You said you stock the vans. Are you saying tool or something else? Because the company I'm at, not going to say the name, but it is one of the biggest plumbing companies in the country that I'm told, but I'm made to buy all my own tools. Is this wrong or right, legal or illegal? Well, it's not illegal. They can tell you what's required of you. What we like to do is we like to supply the bigger tools, the cameras, the hydrojetters, maybe some big power tools that may help them get their job done faster. We think all our plumbers should be responsible for their own tools. And we also supply all the safety equipment, glasses, gloves, diapers, anything that we may need to put down to contain water, anything that's going to help our guys do their job better. Big power tools, that's normally a company purchase, but there are some big companies that literally help you stock the van and you pay for it, but then all that equipment is yours. Me, that's really not a bad deal, but at that point, I'm going to expect to make much more money. I hope these questions and answers helped you. I want to say thanks to Josh Redding and Dead Air for writing in for their questions. If you've got a question, go to 2questions2minutes.com, ask your question there, and maybe it'll end up here in a video. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the Expert Plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.